Hello, hello. Happy Monday to you, Easter Monday. I hope you have had a beautiful day, and I wanted to today talk to you about why it's harder to lose weight when you have PCOS. I have a lot of my PCOS clients who are doing the F45 workouts and the month-long HIIT workouts and the kickboxing, and they could kick my ass in any sort of high intensity workout. But then they're also eating clean or eating healthy, and they come to me saying, Selin, I do all these things, it's still hard to lose weight. And yeah, it's harder to lose weight if you have PCOS typically. I'm going to share why and most importantly what to do about it in this video. Okay? So first and foremost, you're not alone, you're not crazy, and I got you. Okay? I want to share with you why it's harder to release weight with PCOS. But first I want to also share women are not little men. Okay? We're not designed to eat and sleep and work out in the same way every single month, all month long. Okay, we're meant to shift our carbohydrate levels, our workout types, the amount that we eat all month. So if you're doing high intensity all month long, eating salads all month long, I want you to go and get a copy of my book, The Painless Period Guide, to learn how to actually live in tune with your cycles. Okay? Now, that's like a whole other conversations we could talk about, and I will be making more and more videos on this channel for you, okay, and on the podcast. So if you don't already listen to the Luscious Living podcast on Apple and Spotify, head on over there as well. All right, let's get into it. So you'll see me looking away sometimes. I just want to make sure I get everything on my notes covered for you. All right, so why is it harder to lose weight if you have PCOS? First of all, we do see that women with PCOS have higher cortisol or stress hormone levels, okay? And so whether this is physical stress like a job or a relationship or where you live, or it's just these thoughts of maybe you have some trauma and maybe you're bullied, or you just have these thoughts where you compare yourself, or you're just still, not happy with the way that you look, and so of course that raises stress. And what happens when we're stressed is that insulin goes down, our glucose levels go up in the body and in the blood. Okay? And what happens is when we have extra glucose, even if you haven't eaten a donut or a candy bar or whatever, the liver will still hold on to that and store it as fat. So I just want to say that again so you get it. Even if you haven't eaten chocolate or candy or something that's going to raise your insulin levels, the glucose in the body, it's still going to go up because you're stressed out. Okay, and so because over time, just like diabetes, eventually the body becomes resistant. It's like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, well, we didn't eat anything that was sweet either, and so the body says, you just keep telling us to produce more glucose. We don't even need it, because what happens, glucose, it gives you energy to run, to think. It's our fight and flight system, okay? And so it goes to waste, and so because we're just maybe sitting on the computer or doing our daily life, okay? And so your body stores. Then we see that women with PCOS have something called lower I can never pronounce it right, adiponectin. Okay, so we do see that, and that's actually lower. Women with high levels of adiponectin are leaner, and women with PCOS have higher or lower levels of this. So you're like, okay, sweet, right? And so thankfully, just through the recommendations I'm going to give at the end of this video is what you can do to start to actually feel better and raise your levels. The other one is testosterone. Not every single woman with with PCOS have high testosterone, but a lot of them do if you have facial hair growth, if you have, female pattern baldness, if you have cystic acne along the back, along the jawline, even enlarged clitoris, very high sex drive. All of these things actually can be high testosterone. And what happens is that there's a relationship between having high testosterone and weight gain. Having high testosterone will also increase your appetite. Then if you had prior hormonal challenges before, you might have breast tenderness when you did have your period, mood swings, any sort of PMS symptom, it indicates high estrogen. Okay, and so if you had any of that, if you have excess estrogen, it's also going to be harder to lose weight. So do you see that all of these things, it almost seems unfair, like the odds are stacked against you, okay? But don't worry, I'm gonna talk about solutions in a moment. But I just want you to be familiar what's going on in the body hormonally. If any doctor, anyone tells you that this is permanent or they just give you birth control medication, it's time to have a new doctor, okay? Because this has been created partially through lifestyle and partially through nutrition, and it can be supported and I want to say even reversed in some cases, a lot of cases, through nutrition and lifestyle as well. Okay, so what you can start to do is first and foremost start to heal your gut. If you have any sort of brain fog, indigestion, gas, diarrhea, constipation, that's like the primary level. But if you have allergies, if you have any sort of autoimmune condition, these are all very indicative of having leaky gut. And how you start to do that is working on an elimination diet to see what foods are really aggravating for your system. Okay? You also want to increase vitamin D, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere, you're likely going to be deficient in vitamin D. So make sure you get 20 minutes of sunshine, okay, without any sunscreen on your body. Also, I recommend supplementing with vitamin D as well. You also want to have enough glutathione, pre and probiotics. Okay, prebiotics are foods like bananas, artichokes, onions. Probiotics are foods like sauerkraut, miso, pickles, kombucha, Yakult, things like this. But if you're getting pickles or sauerkraut, you want to make sure that it's actually in the refrigerated section because the one by the ketchup is already pasteurized and it has no beneficial gut bacterial benefits. Okay. Also, curcumin found in turmeric. You can actually pair it with black pepper to get it more absorbed in your body, which will cool inflammation, another big marker for women with PCOS. Then omega-3s, ideally from fish oils or things like walnuts, flax seeds, salmon. But I do recommend supplementing with an omega-3, a high-quality omega-3 supplement if you have PCOS. Then the next thing is to balance blood sugar, okay? So you can balance your blood sugar by adding more protein throughout your meals, okay? So women with PCOS, I do not recommend that you fast. Start the day with a high protein meal. So this could be 2 eggs, an egg omelet, could be tofu, tempeh, chicken, some sort of stew, a miso soup, steel cut oats. Though right now, if you are fresh on right in the middle of your PCOS journey, I would make sure that you reduce your carbohydrate intake, and can talk all about that as well. Okay. I also want you to start to add more chromium. Okay, it's a micronutrient. You can actually get it in cinnamon. So you can start to add cinnamon to your coffee, to your smoothie, oatmeal, things like that. As well as selenium. You definitely want to add more selenium, so found in Brazil nuts, for example. Okay. The other one is to balance testosterone. So we actually see that foods like spearmint, reishi mushroom, rosemary, licorice root, green tea all help to reduce testosterone. Okay. Then you also want to be getting enough sleep. Okay, even and like really starting to balance your body with their circadian rhythm. So if you are going to bed at 12 o'clock at night, start to cut it back. Whether it's 11:30, then 11, and ideally start to go to bed around 10 p.m. right before cortisol starts to spike again naturally. That's when you get the second wind. Okay, so start to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. This is going to be very important as well for your hormone levels, as well as for your appetite. Okay, this is going to be one of the biggest things to transform for your health. The other one is to have more magnesium. Most people are already deficient in magnesium, and especially if you have leg cramps, if you have eye twitching, if you have any sort of chocolate cravings, very intense chocolate cravings, I want you to get more magnesium. Okay, so this could be through a magnesium oil, like a spray, or it could be through an Epsom salt bath, but I want you to start to increase this, especially if you do once in a while get your period. I want you to increase this in your luteal phase. Okay, so I just want to recap that for you, and I will be doing a lot more videos on this. So women with PCOS, again, typically have more stress, okay, so more cortisol, more inflammation, higher testosterone. Then there's also, inflammation, okay? And so all of these, and you'll have to watch the beginning of the video to go into why this increases your chances of having it harder to be losing weight. But then really the big things is healing the gut, getting enough sleep, getting enough protein, getting your micronutrients. The reason that you're craving these certain foods is because your body needs them, okay? Balancing testosterone with some of those key foods. I will be coming out with a guide, so just send me a message or just type a me in underneath the video, and you'll be one of the first people to get the guide. And make sure you get enough vitamin D. This is a big, big one as well. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any friends with PCOS, make sure you send this video their way so that more women can feel empowered and alive and really have their body and their fertility and their moods and their energy balanced, okay? Sending my love to you. Thank you so much for watching.